My name is Steve Layton, and I travel the world finding amazing and delicious coffee for you to drink at home. Some make coffee difficult to understand and complicated, but here it's my job to make it easy and fun and tell you what's in my mug. Hello everybody and welcome to In My Mug episode 439. As you can tell, I'm not in Stafford, so this is going to be a slightly shorter and slightly different In My Mug. I'm currently in Stockholm at Drop Coffee Roasters, where you've seen me record these here before. But yes, I didn't have time this week. It's been one of those crazy weeks, so I've crammed it in at the end. Hope you watched the Gadget Show last Friday. I was on it. And I hope if you came to London Coffee Festival, you came and said hi, because I was there, going tomorrow, yeah. I hope if you were in London, in Oxford Street, you went into Uniqlo in hand on Sunday and said hi, because I'm working there on the Sunday. Don't want to tell you all these things, because if you weren't in any of those places, you kind of missed the opportunity to be there anyway. But I will be going to hand at some point in the future to work a couple more shifts. So if I give you some notice, you can maybe come and have a coffee with me. Could be fun. Anyway, we should get to this week's coffee. This week's coffee comes from El Salvador, and it comes from our great friends Carmen and Rafael. You may remember them from such farms as El Fani, Siberia, and San Cayetano as another one of theirs, which is this week's coffee. Cayetano is a small farm just outside Arshapan, and if you would like to see where Arshapan is, we should go look at the map bit now. So welcome to this week's map bit. As you've already seen, I'm not in the UK, I'm in Sweden, but we're still going across the Atlantic and we're going to Central America and of course focusing down into El Salvador. El Salvador, definitely one of my favourite coffee producing countries, and this region in particular, one of my favourites. El Salvador is the only country in Central America that does not have coastline on the Caribbean Sea. There we go. Isn't that interesting? If you've got a map, you would have known that, or if you have a globe or something like that. But anyway, let's move on to the farm. So let's zoom down into the Sonsonate district and down to San Cayetano, and you can very much see the outline of San Cayetano there. And let's just zoom around, get a better view. So here you can see the whole Apaneca mountain range and what is the famous range of mountains to the left, Santa Ana. The highest point is Cerro El Pital at 2,730 metres. The lowest is, of course, the ocean. And that was this week's map bit. So Arshapan is the very end of the mountain range of Santa Ana. When you saw that mountain range in the map bit, to the left you've got Santa Ana, and then all the way along, and then Arshapan is really at the very end of that. It's just a belt of amazing coffee in El Salvador. They have the perfect volcanic soils, they have the perfect altitudes, but also what they do have is the perfect varietal for those conditions for me, which is Bourbon. Bourbon is one of the oldest coffee varietals that we have, but is so suited to El Salvador up until around about 5 years ago, when leaf rust hit, and one thing it's not good at is defending leaf rust. So we've seen big declines in the production in El Salvador. We've seen lots of changes happening on the farms. Luckily, San Cayetano is one of those farms that hasn't had as quietly badly hit as some others that we know, although it's still not been great. They have seen declines. Their biggest problem are the winds. The winds have really picked up in the area. They have lots of wind breaks everywhere, but the last time we went, the wind was so vicious and ferocious. It was unbelievable. El Salvador has a fantastic history of growing great coffees. This 15-hectare farm in Arshapan, just one of them. So we should go and find out a few more facts from the fact file about El Salvador. And when we come back, I'm going to be tasting some drinks, and we'll talk about that. Fact file time, and with the normal proviso, figures may change because we got them wrong, but we're focusing down to El Salvador, and let's find out some facts about El Salvador. So we have 1,655 hectares devoted to coffee, which is a total of 12% of the country. And if you think about it, just for one crop, 12%, that's huge. 14th biggest coffee producer. That's quite punching above its weight for its size, and produces 1.375 million bags. Common varietals you're going to find, well, you're definitely going to find Bourbon, Pacas, Pacamara by far. That makes up 95% of the varietal mix. Total employed 1,555 of a 10 million population, so over 10%. We have 18 farms that we're working with in El Salvador, and one of them is Finca Cayetano, so we should look at the bits here. Nearest city is Orshapan. It's a Bourbon, it's a natural, it's 1,500 metres above sea level. It's owned by Rafael and Carmen de Silva Hoff, Santa Ana region, and it's 15 hectares. That was the fact file. Okay, so we're back. I don't know who she is. Where have you come from? Who are you? Tell those people who you are immediately.
No, I live here. I live in that part.
Yeah?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's my little cape.
Okay. This is Joanna Alm of Drop Coffee. World Roasting Championship fame, finalist many times.
Yes.
Never quite the bride, always the bridesmaid.
What does that mean?
It means the bride comes first and the bridesmaids come second.
Oh, yeah. I'm always the second.
Yeah.
I'm always the second.
So it's a great tradition. I carry Dale around with me, and he does the same. He always comes second in barista competition. It's kind of a thing. Anyway, we should try this coffee. So this is San Cayetano, which you obviously know a lot about. You've had the natural coffee. This is the red honey. And super different coffees. I mean, I think the first thing is like, they don't do a lot of honey. Don't keep kicking the table, you keep making the camera move as well. It's really unprofessional. Now I get lots of like red fruits. I'm thinking kind of like red berries. And a little bit of like brown sugar. It's kind of sweetness to it, like that caramelized sugar.
Yeah, I have a lot of. I think it's like we did a tasting yesterday and tried prune and matching it like straight together with the San Cayetano on the table. And you just like prune juice, and it's so much like that, like mature. Like it's not only like in aroma on this coffee. I have very much of the like fermentation from the processing overpowering. But then when you taste it, it's so much of the prune and like mature cherries. Yeah. So
I definitely get a little bit of cherry in this one as well. I think it is like that cherry is something that's very consistent with the farm. And yeah, should we try the cappuccinos? Our lactose-free cappuccinos. Yeah. I think this is the first for in my mug having lactose-free cappuccinos.
Oh yeah. It tastes kind of the same though, doesn't it?
It does. I've started.
At least in Sweden.
Yes. Yeah. No. I think it is like lactose-free stuff's got a lot better, and it's a lot better. If you can't take milk, the lactose-free stuff is a lot better than the soy milk and all the rest that's out there, isn't there?
Yeah, but that being said, like lately I had macadamia nut milk together with some plums. Okay. And it was actually like that dry flavor that you often get from all these nut milks. Yeah. Where you just like soften up. This was in Go Get Some Tiger. Okay. Really amazed by it.
Go Get Some Tiger in New York. Go visit them if you're there. So back to the farm, because we should talk about the farm, I guess, and not the milk. You've been to San Cayetano as well with me. We went together last year and the year before as well, wasn't it? What's your impressions of what Carmen and Rafael are doing on there?
Like, I'm super impressed. Like, talking about, like, first, I mean, they're having their own process station, right? Yes. And you just like, oh my God, how do they even, like, how can a so nice working space exist in El Salvador? Like, it's absolutely...
It's spotless, isn't it?
It's spotless. Yeah. I mean, the workers are washing their hands. They have their spaces for sitting and eating, and everything is really lovely. I mean, they are paying the workers well, but they also expecting them to work really hard and accurate. So, I mean, and this being their farm, like it just mirrors. It's just like so well managed.
Yeah.
It's a super pretty spot. It's like, I don't know what ocean it is facing that one, but like it's so strong wind.
Pacific, yes.
It's the Pacific,
Yeah.
So like it's so strong wind hitting it, and you can tell like how extremely hard it is to manage this one.
I was talking to these guys when we visited, the trees were just swaying around, weren't they? It was violent.
Just like building up windbreakers, but it takes so much work for such a small volume of coffee. But they are managing. They were struggling with the neighbor having Roya, like blowing in, and they just work so tightly and actually manage. So.
Yes, no, Carmen and Raphael are just amazing people. I love them dearly. They are absolutely lovely people. Should we try the brood to finish off with? So this for me is where the red currant is at its most vibrant. I get a lot of those red currant things. The brown sugar is still there a little bit, but also more cherry. Cherry that I've seen throughout all the different cups of the washed honey and the natural.
Yeah, I think that goes for San Cayetano in general. Like it's so vibrant, like nor the processing. Like it's such a vibrant and like well presented acidity and structure in the cup. Like it's super pretty.
It's a good farm, and I think it's one that we both enjoy working with. And it's one of my
It's
one
lovely
of my
roast
faves.
with this one too.
That was Roland, not me. You've just given Roland a compliment on camera. That's never going to finish well, is it? But no, thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for joining us on camera too. It's lovely to have you on. After doing like 3 at drop, it kind of feels right you should be on at least one of them to show you exist.
Thank you so much for letting me drop in.
Yeah, drop in. I like the way you get the little drop in ka-ching. Thank you for joining us, and do remember, life is definitely too short for bad coffee.